Hey everyone! The seasons change, winter is already here, and the last flea market of this year has taken place. But as a great ending of the flea market season, I found a big box of someone's Monster High collection. So this video is all about showing you what is inside this box, sorting everything, and how I wash and restyle most of these dolls. This device is supposed to be the charging station of a Frankenstein doll. It still works. There are also some Barbie wings and a random treasure chest that is not from the Monster High doll line as far as I can tell. So the first doll is this version of Gina Fire Long. Her arms have been ripped off. She is also wearing the dress from a budget line Frankenstein. This Gina Fire Long doll, though, seems to be the Ghoul's getaway version. Her beige belt is inside this box somewhere, but the rest of her accessories are missing as well as her arms. This is the Scarier Reef Frankenstein version. They got a cute hairstyle from their previous owner. Their specific doll stand is missing. This Toralei Great Scarier Reef version has messed up hair. Originally, she's supposed to have a ponytail. This is a Garden Ghouls Toralei. The dolls of this line have different joints than the regular ones. I think they are very stiff and I was not able to even take the wrist joints apart. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Other than that, I adore those wings. I think they are really beautiful. Some of the painted on stripes are sadly coming off and the hair is completely fried. It seems that it has been treated by a hair straightener. This is Laguna from Dance the Fright Way. None of her outfit or accessories come with this doll. Here we have Portergeist. He comes with some strange grey fluff in his hair and most of his clothes and accessories. As far as I can tell, just his spray bottles and his wristband are missing. This Frankenstein doll is that one that comes with the charging station. The previous owner has made her an own dress. The hair is really messy, but she has all her limbs still. Catty Noir wears the dress from Jackie Laura's first day of school. She doesn't have any of her original stuff left. Even one of her hands is not her own, but from a Ghoulia doll. Well, originally this doll is supposed to look like this. The shoes she is wearing are originally from a Gigi Grant doll and the straps are broken. This might be my favorite version of Twilight that I own now. I love the color scheme, the wings, her face and the bug hairband. The dress is not hers, but from Vandala, but this doll is not part of this collection. Twyla's hair is supposed to look like this originally, but I'm planning to give her some big curls instead. That bug hairband is attached by some plastic closures inside her head. I will not take that off. Instead, I'm going to try to style her hair all around that. This doll is Teresa Thornwillow. There are the back fins of Toralei sticking in her hair. And she even comes with some of her tiny bug fairies, which I think look extremely cute. The dress has some loose threads, but other than that, she looks great, I think. Her hair is wild though. Originally, Teresa has a ponytail and shows some pretty earrings. These are missing. But her shoes are there and they are unharmed. And her mechanic also still works without any problem. Her doll stand is also part of this collection. The next doll is this Scarier Reef Laguna. Her outfit is missing and her hair is wild. This doll is called Posea Reef. She is missing her earrings and her upper armbands, and yeah, her hair is a mess. Here is that budget Frankenstein doll whose dress Gina Fire from the beginning wore. One of their hair strands has been cut off. I won't keep any of the dolls without joints, so I won't restyle this one. This Claudine is another budget line doll without joints and without all her clothes. This Claudine looks so much more adult because of their makeup. I personally like them this way more. They seem to be in between a budget and a normal doll because they at least have some adjustable knee joints. This one is the little brother from the younger looking Claudine. His clothes are missing as well and I won't keep him as well. But I think he's well made though. This Draculaura is able to open her wings by pulling down the front plastic part of her molded on top. Yeah, this doll is custom material. Draculaura is missing her arms and all of her clothes, so she's going into the stock box. This Draculaura is again a budget line doll without joints. I kind of like her face though, but I will not keep her either. This operetta doll is the first wave one, as far as I can tell. Her hair is very strangely rooted, so I assume that it is her. She is wearing the outfit of the Fatal Fusion line though. Which is this doll. She is wearing the outfit from the first wave operetta. To be honest, I like her makeup more. This one is cool. Again, the original dress is missing and her hair is a mess, but I like the elaborate hairstyle. This Gigi Grant is beyond repair. She has one arm from a Draculaura doll, some of her hair has been ripped out and her hips are loose. Claude Wolf. This is his festival version. The flocked parts of his hairstyle is coming off and one of his legs has been broken apart. So he is going to become a custom doll as well. Abominable. What a name. The previous owner made a dress for her as well. They took the elastic end of a sweater sleeve and sewed it together tightly in the back. Originally this Abby is supposed to look like this. It is from the Ghouls Party Fashion line. And then there's this McDonald's doll here without her head. I have no idea who this is or what the magnet in the back is supposed to do. So if any one of you knows something, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. There is still more in this transparent plastic bag left. A Meowlady with really sticky hair, ripped off arms and one missing leg. Her tail is there though. She is going to become a custom candidate. Another budget line Frankie. And a really poor slow-mo. The flocked parts of his hairstyle came off as well, and both of his legs have been ripped apart. He is going to become my next custom doll, I think. I already made the goddess Persephone from the comic lore Olympus, so maybe you can guess which character I may possibly create. And yeah, this tiny flocked cat is there too. It is able to open and close its eyes by laying it down. Some of the diaries are also there with some ballpoint paint markings on them. And a random trash bin. Yeah. A whole bunch of brushes. And last but not least, a tiny animal and some accessories and clothes. Finally, everything is laying out. Have a last look at their before state and let us then head on sorting, washing and restyling every doll. First of all, the sorting. For that I got 3 boxes. One is for the dolls and accessories that I won't keep, one is for the clothes and accessories, and the third one is going to temporarily store the dolls that I'm going to wash. So, here is the result of the sorting. These dolls and the charging station I won't keep. The laptop and the diaries are just going to get a wipe with some glasses cleaning cloths without alcohol. I have some more dolls that were not part of this loot, but from previous flea market visits. I am going to wash them in the following as well. So, let's head on to the bathroom now. Someone mentioned in the comments of a previous video of mine that I should not use these plastic brushes for doll hair because there would be too much hair loss involved in this. But my experience showed that it really doesn't matter if I use a metal brush or these plastic brushes. How much hair is going to get lost depends on how violently you are brushing through the hair. My recommendation for that, just make short movements and don't let too much hair get tangled in that brush and don't pull too hard. With that in mind, these plastic brushes work just fine. And of course use enough conditioner. So let's start with Posea Reef. Her hair is quite a mess, so there is a lot of space for some bigger stuff and dirt to be hidden inside these hairballs. So before you wash a doll that looks like this, have a look in all the knots, nests, if there are some surprises hidden. With hair that is knotted like this, it is also important to use enough conditioner once I cleaned it thoroughly with some shampoo. To clean the rest of the body of the doll, I just use a dishwashing cloth. Water and soap are enough for my liking in this case. If you want to be extra safe, you can also use disinfectant soap, but get sure that it is not too aggressive. You could also use a toothbrush if you have to scrub off really bad dirt spots. But I personally don't like that everything splatters around in every direction if I do that. And it takes way more time than using a cloth. And there is the possibility that you accidentally scrub off the face paint. I don't want to risk that either. To make it easier to brush through the hair, I use some random conditioner that I use for myself as well and let it in the hair while I'm brushing. If the hair gets too dry during the brushing process, just use some more water. It is easier to get through the knots like this. When all knots have been loosened, the conditioner can be washed out again. And of course, I try to get as less doll hair down the drain as possible. Even a little bit is possibly harming the environment, and I really don't want that. So every hair that comes off I collect and bring it to the trash bin. This Frankenstein doll has a sponge attached to her head to give her hairstyle more volume, I guess. I am personally not a fan of this. I mean, it limits the opportunity to make different hairstyles to a doll, which is kind of one of the main things to do if you play with a doll, right? So if I were still a child and tried out to give this doll a different hairstyle, I would have been confused what to do with this thing attached there. Well, I considered to cut it out, but it was in far too good condition to cut it out, and in addition, there are no rooted hair where the sponge was stapled, or where the sponge is stapled. So she would have had a fairly large bald spot if I had removed the sponge. So I didn't do it in the end. I just washed everything, just the way I wash everything else. The hair of this garden ghoul Toralei is completely fried. It has the texture of straw and can't hold any liquid inside anymore. I can only assume that it has been treated with a hair straightener. There is also one hair strain missing on top of her head, but I want to wash and style it a little bit nevertheless. With this Trisa doll, I really needed to get sure that the screws get dry as soon as possible after I washed her to prevent them from getting rusty. This LOL OMG doll has really soft and smooth hair, and she has a lot of it. But she also lost the most of it during the washing process. Most of them were already loose, and some of them were not very sturdy rooted in the first place, so they came out very easily. So don't think I pulled violently at her scalp. There are some that are longer than most of the other hair, but these were stuck inside her head. I am going to cut these ends off once they get dry. These are some wigs from my Show Your Inner Monster dolls. The dolls themselves I have already cleaned in a different video, but back then I forgot their wigs. So I'll catch up on that today. Yeah, and last but not least, now I'm washing all their accessories and clothes and all the tiny little stuff. And this is where I let all the dolls and their accessories dry by air. Except for Teresa, of course. I dried her screws with a towel by hand right after I washed her. And I stuffed the Cleo Denial doll under the towel to help her hair dry a little bit less crazy, let's say. So that the hair sticks out a little less. Yeah, and this is my tiny stock box. I store all the dolls I plan to make a custom doll out of them in there. Most of them have some issue that is not easily solved or fast solved. So none of these will get their makeover in this video. They are going to need more time and way more effort to make them good looking again. I was not quite sure if I wanted to add this Draculaura doll to the stock box as well, but she has really strangely rooted hair and the stains would not go out of her wings as easily. So I decided that she will be a potential custom doll as well. Off camera, I dressed every doll back on. Let's begin with this first wave operetta. She has really strangely rooted hair. I could not figure out how to imitate her original hairstyle without any sticking product or without any bobby pins. So I decided that I'm going to just give her wild curls all over the place by just twisting her hair completely into curlers. So the bold spots on the strange rooting is at least covered with hair. And because the hair constantly wanted to slip through the curlers, I used some paper clips additionally. Well, it looks wild, but provisionally, this is a hard word, it is a solution to the slipping out hair problem. I did the same wild curlings to most of the others. Some hair didn't slip through the curlers luckily, so I didn't need the paper clips for all of them. Yay! Posea Reef is getting a front ponytail, so her hair accessory can be clipped back on to that before I give her wild curlers as well. For Teresa Thornwillow, I want curls as well. I like her original ponytail, but I would like to see her with curls and 2 braids in the front. I think that might fit to her thorn wings. Laguna just gets curlers everywhere. Yeah, this sponge kind of forces me to give Frankie a front ponytail again. Well, you could also go crazy with own ideas. Add a hat or a bow. You could also knot her hair like a bow or something. I could have gone creative here, but I didn't. I think I'll keep the unordinary ideas for my custom plans. So for Frankie, I wanted to stay as close to the original intended hairstyle as possible. But to spice the hairstyle a little bit up, I twist her hair underneath into curlers as well. To restyle Twyla was easy again. I just twist all of her hair onto the curlers. It looks so funny right now, but it will turn out pretty in the end, I think at least. Since Toralai's hair is so fried, I didn't want to heat her hair up more than it can handle, so I just tried to give her some curls in the front. Cleo's hair has been cut in different lengths and there were some curls still left from her braids. So to restyle her, I tried to grab all the long hair to make a tie. And I braided all the slightly waved hair and tied them underneath the ponytail on some leftover strands. Yeah, this is as close as I could get. It is not perfect at all, but I think it is better than before. So, on to the boiling. I boiled some water and put it in a bowl. The other bowl contains cold water. This is to cool the hair down and to interrupt the potential melting of the hair fibers. The next steps I'm doing is just dumping all the doll heads into the boiling water for a couple of minutes, well 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm trying not to dump in the whole head because the heat might loosen the glue that is inside every Monster High doll. If this happens, the hair might get sticky and I don't want that. So just the hair shall boil. After a day of waiting, the hair was dry and I could take out all the curlers. I think Torlai turned out better than before. Now let's head on to operetta. To use paper clips is not the most elegant solution. Yes, I even bended one of them a little bit too much. But since this is wire, I could bend it back. Well, it worked for me. As I mentioned before, I won't try to achieve to get her original hairstyle, but a representable, easier alternative. And I think I really like how that turned out. Toralai's hair looks so wild, it desperately needs an additional treatment. So to make it look a little bit more smooth, I use an anti-frizz lotion. That one I own is called Schmusekatze, which is German for cuddly cat. Well, to use some makes a big difference in this case, I think. The lotion won't take the fried ends completely away, but it helps. Well, at least I like her hair like this way more than in the beginning. So the next styles are basically getting all the same treatment. And this is where they live now. Which one is your favorite? I always have a hard time to decide, but I think I like the hair of the garden ghoul Twyla the most. And with that being said, that's it for this video. I hope you like what you've seen, and till the next one!